Hello dear students and welcome to my channel. In today's class, we shall do the assignment of your chapter number 3, comparison of adjectives. First question, change the degrees of comparison without changing the meanings. As studied, we know that the degrees of comparison of adjectives are of three kinds: positive, comparative, and superlative. So, let us do the first one. This stone is less heavy than that. Now, students, as you can see that there is a comparison between two things. This stone and that. That means there are two things which are being compared over here. So, when there are two things in comparison, we use the comparative degree. And what is the comparative degree of adjective for heavy? It is heavier. So if there was a comparison between this stone and many other stones, then we would have used the superlative form of heavy, which is heaviest. But since here only two stones are being compared, we will use heavier. That stone is heavier than this. Second, our horse is better trained than yours. Again, here there is a comparison between two horses, and the sentence will start with your horse is not as well trained as ours. Why? Because the first question says our horse is better trained than yours. Your horse is not as well trained as ours. Kindness is the greatest virtue in the world. Kindness is a quality which is considered a virtue. Now, what is the statement saying? That kindness is the greatest virtue in the world. There must be many virtues in the world, out of which kindness is the greatest. So, how do we change the sentence without really explaining? No other virtue in the world is as great as kindness. Because great is the positive form, and great is the comparative form, and greatest is the superlative form. But over here in the question, already the superlative form has been used. So we get it to the positive form. So no other virtue in the world is as great as kindness. Number 4. Greenland is the largest island. Now, there are many islands in the world, and Greenland is the largest island. So, here there is a comparison between Greenland and many other islands. So, we have used the superlative degree of the adjective large over here. Greenland is the largest island. If it is that, largest is already the superlative form of the adjective large. How do we rewrite it? No other island is as large as Greenland. This is how you first analyze the comparison is between how many things. Is it between two things or one thing and more than one thing? Next, fifth one. Mount K2 is less higher than Mount Everest. Now, there is a comparison between two mountains named Mount K2 and Mount Everest. This is how we start the analysis. And what is the statement stating? That Mount K2 is less higher than Mount Everest. Now, that means that Mount Everest is definitely higher than Mount K2. So, how will we rewrite the sentence? Mount Everest is higher than Mount K2. First, analyze the sentence, what it is trying to convey in its meaning, and then rewrite it. Sixth, there are few cities in India as hot as Agra. Now, where there is given as hot as, then what do? Agra is hotter than many other cities in India. Now, 7. This book is less expensive than the one we bought yesterday. This book is not as expensive as the one we bought yesterday. Less expensive means not as expensive as the other meaning of it. 8. I am so strong as he is. So, that means this statement is giving us a comparison between me and him. So, I am so strong as he is means he is not stronger than I am. That means both are at par. Therefore, he is not stronger implies that the level of strength of both of them is the same. Number 9. He is less intelligent than his cousin. Less intelligent means not as intelligent. So, he is not as intelligent as his cousin. Nehru was one of the greatest leaders. Nehru was greater than many other leaders. Here we are writing the comparative form. So, greater, greatest. Next, change the sentence to say the same thing but in a different way. First, very few countries are as hot as Nigeria. Use hotter instead of hot. Now, Nigeria is being compared with few other countries. So, Nigeria is hotter than many other countries. A sunset on sea is one of the loveliest things in nature. We have to start the sentence with very few things in nature. So very few things in nature are as lovely as a sunset on sea. A sunset on sea is one of the loveliest things in nature. So we start the sentence with very few things in nature is one of the loveliest becomes are as lovely because very few things plural, so it takes the plural verb form are. Very few things in nature are as lovely as a sunset on sea. Next, number 3. I have never seen so big a diamond as this. We will end the sentence with that I have seen. So, diamond is our subject here. So, what are we saying? That I have never seen so big a diamond as this. This is the biggest diamond that I have seen. No other religious book is as popular in India as the Gita. Now, that means what does the sentence convey? That Gita is the most popular book in India. So, we have to use most popular here. So, the Gita is the most popular religious book in India. Number 5. Iron is the most useful of all the metals. Now, many metals are there, out of which iron is the most useful. So, we have to use more useful instead of most useful. So, what will we do? Iron is more useful than all other metals. Can you see the usage of the linker than? So, iron is more useful than all other metals. Number 6. She is the cleverest pupil in her class. Now, she is one of the students among so many other students in her class, pupils in her class. So, we will begin with no other. Now, what is being compared over here? The level of cleverness. So, she is considered to be the cleverest pupil in her class. So, when we begin with no other, that means we will have to refer to the other pupils. So, no other pupil in the class is as clever as her. Clever, cleverer, cleverest. But here, because there is a comparison between she and the remaining students of the class, therefore we use the superlative form of clever, cleverest. And when we reframe it, it becomes no other pupil in the class is as clever as her. Number 7. Reena is the most industrious student. Now, we have to begin with Reena is more. Now, Reena is more industrious than all other students. Anita is not as good a singer as Avanti. Now, there are two girls, Anita and Avanti, and we are comparing the level of how much a better singer each one is. So, we will use than. So, here Avanti is a better singer than Anita. Why? Because it is mentioned here, Anita is not as good a singer as Avanti. So, this implies that Avanti is better than Anita. So, Avanti is a better singer than Anita. Good, better, best is the comparisons of degrees of adjectives. So, because we have used as good a singer, it becomes a better singer when we mention Avanti in the sentence first. She could not accuse her sister or her friend. Begin with neither. Now, how many people are there that she cannot accuse? Sister or friend. So, neither could she accuse her sister nor her friend. Now, wherever neither comes, we use nor. The aeroplane flies faster than birds. We will begin with birds. So aeroplane flies faster than birds implies that birds fly slower than aeroplanes. So birds do not fly as fast as the aeroplane. The sentence changes to the negative sense. Birds do not fly as fast as the aeroplane. Now number 11. India is the largest democracy in the world. We have to use as large as. No other democracy in the world is as large as India. Now, very few Indian cricketers are as famous as Sachin Tendulkar. That means Sachin Tendulkar is considered to be more famous than other Indian cricketers. We will use more famous. So Sachin Tendulkar is more famous than most other Indian cricketers is your answer. So with this we come to the end of your assignment. If you like my channel, please like, share and subscribe, and I will be linking the explanation part of these videos in this particular video. You can go to my channel's playlist also. There are a lot of more grammar worksheets which you can use for your exams. Kindly subscribe and keep the notification button on. When I post a new video, you will be notified about it. Thank you, students, and all the best.